Joining us now to discuss is former acting U.S. Attorney General Matt Whitaker. Sir, welcome to Wake Up America Weekend. Look, the networks didn't cover this story almost at all. I think there was one mention on one network. They have far more cable viewers as a conglomerate than, than obviously us as a group. But why would they not cover this, you think?
Well, good morning, Carl. It's good to be with you. If you remember when this laptop was first discovered leading into the 2020 election, the media suppressed the story, told us it was Russian disinformation, had 50 intel people lined up to, sing that same song. And they have been woefully slow to cover this story. I think this revelation of pending charges and potentially criminal exposure for the president's son is a massive story. And the fact that it continues to be suppressed and ignored tells you everything you need to know, that the media, and the mainstream media especially, is the mouthpiece for the Democrat Party. And that, we need to make sure that, outlets like Newsmax are well viewed, because it's the only place that you can get the truth.
Yeah. Do you think that potentially Hunter Biden is going to be in real trouble, or do you think the DOJ is going to charge him with some, I'm going to say lesser charges in order to avoid some potentially bigger charges that could actually implicate the president?
It's a great question, and it's going to be too soon to tell. I mean, remember, there's a famous saying of don't make a federal case of it, and there's a reason for that. Federal charges are significant, serious. They bring a lot of time, especially felonies. And the types of cases that we're thinking about in the Hunter Biden example are, Foreign Agent Registration Act violations, potentially tax charges, potential, corruption, and very serious matters. And so I don't think that Merrick Garland and the folks at the Department of Justice are going to be able to influence this case like they would prefer to keep it out of Joe Biden's lap. But at the same time, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that this U.S. Attorney's investigation up in Delaware does not spill over into Joe Biden and his presidency. But it's going to be difficult for them.
Well, Joe Biden famously gave a speech on the Senate floor talking about that, a very small portion of crack cocaine would send you to jail for, I believe it was 5 years. There's been no comment from him. But the big thing, too, obviously you mentioned, tax and lobbying and things like that. However, there are thousands of people in jail across America, some to up to 10 years, for doing exactly what Hunter Biden did when he applied for the purchase of a gun, answering, no, I am not under the influence or ever under the influence of illicit drugs. What do you make of this charge?
Yeah, we did a lot of these cases when I was both a U.S. attorney in Des Moines, Iowa, and when I was the chief federal enforcement officer in the United States. And these lie and try cases, whether it's a drug user in possession of a firearm or whether it's, filling out a form to purchase a firearm illegally, all these are very serious offenses. And that may be certainly something they're looking into. As we bleed time here, I'm concerned, Carl, that we are bumping up against possibly some statutes of limitation where some of these older crimes are not going to be able to be charged. So this U.S. attorney, who's a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney and a holdover and was allowed to hold over in order to do this case, I think needs to get this case going in order to make sure that justice is done.
All right, Matt Whitaker, we really appreciate your insights there. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good to see you both.